Epictetus, one of the Titans Stoic, thought wisely, remarked, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we can listen twice as much. We speak such simplicity in words, yet so profound, its implications about the very nature of our conversations." Stoicism, through its myriad teachings, offers a compass, directing us towards meaningful and balanced interactions. But within its vast teachings are nuances, subtleties. Often overshadowed by the more renowned lessons, today we embark on a journey to uncover 7 subjects that might be prudent to sidestep in our dialogues. Come along as we delve into these lesser-discussed tenets, arming ourselves with the knowledge to engage more thoughtfully and serenely in the world around us. Before we begin, I would appreciate if you liked the video so that you can help me to continue spreading the Stoic philosophy. If you are not subscribed, I recommend you to subscribe and activate the bell so you don't miss any video subject. Number 1, other people's flaws. We've all been there at a gathering, during a casual coffee break, or perhaps in a digital chat group where the conversation shifts subtly from casual banter to discussing someone else's actions, choices, or character. The allure of gossip can be powerful, but what do we truly achieve by indulging in it at its core? This practice sidetracks us from our personal growth journey, sowing seeds of negativity in our minds and the environment around us. For instance, imagine being at a family dinner where Aunt Martha's penchant for being perennially late becomes the evening's jest. Or think about those times in the office pantry when colleagues gather murmuring about someone's attire that might not meet the standard. These conversations might offer a brief, fleeting sense of camaraderie or superiority, but they erode the bonds of trust and companionship over time. A common misconception is that discussing others' flaws makes us more vigilant about our own. However it does, the opposite continual focus on external flaws can make us complacent about our internal growth. Instead, if we channel that energy towards understanding our own behaviors and attitudes, we stand to gain so much more. And it's worth remembering Marcus Aurelius's words in moments like these: "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be." One, isn't it? More enriching to lead by example, demonstrating virtue in our actions and words. There's a certain serenity that comes with consciously deciding not to partake in gossip or needless criticism. The next time you find yourself in such a situation, you could consider guiding the conversation towards a more positive topic, or simply choose to listen without contributing. This not only preserves your peace of mind, but also subtly encourages a more uplifting environment for everyone involved. In essence, by refraining from discussing others' flaws, we're not just avoiding negativity, we're making a proactive choice to foster positivity, trust, and growth both within us and in our circles. Subject number 2, your personal wealth or lack of it in our digital age, where a casual scroll through social media often presents us with displays of affluence and curated success. Discussing personal wealth or the lack thereof has become a precarious territory. On one side, there's the subtle pressure to keep up with the Joneses, and on other, a fear of being perceived as lacking. Yet beneath these discussions and comparisons lies a turbulent undercurrent of emotions: envy, pride, insecurity, or sometimes even despair. Picture this: you're at a gathering where friends are discussing their recent vacations. One visited the Maldives and stayed in an overwater villa. Another explored the romantic streets of Paris. Listening to their tales, you feel a pang. Maybe you couldn't afford a vacation this year, or chose to save for something else. The immediate reaction might be to either defensively justify your choices or alternatively share a past experience to level the playing field, or take a contrasting scenario. You've recently received a significant raise at work, or made a profitable investment at dinner with friends. The topic of finances comes up. It might feel tempting to mention your recent gains, not entirely out of arrogance, but perhaps to share your joy. Yet as the words flow, you notice subtle shifts in body language. A friend's downcast eyes, another's polite yet distant smile. Suddenly, a light-hearted gathering takes on a different hue. Amidst these dynamics, it's invaluable to remember the teachings of Epictetus, who said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." True wealth is not just materialistic affluence, but a state of contentment. It's about understanding and appreciating what we have, rather than yearning for what we don't. Sharing and celebrating success is wonderful, but it's essential to tread with sensitivity and awareness, ensuring we're not inadvertently sowing seeds of inadequacy or discontent in ourselves or others, conversely feeling content with our financial status, regardless of societal standards, is an empowering stance. It frees us from the emotional roller coaster of constant comparison to cultivate a stoic approach to wealth. Consider reflecting on your own relationship with money. Does discussing it bring you genuine joy? Or does it stem from a place of wanting validation? Recognizing this can guide our conversations towards more authentic and harmonious exchanges. After all, the most meaningful rich lie not in our bank accounts, but in the depth of our relationships, the quality of our character, and the tranquility of our souls. Subject number 3. Past grievances. Carrying the weight of past grievances can be likened to hauling a heavy backpack on a long journey. The more you hold on to, the harder your journey becomes. It's a natural human inclination to remember wrongs committed against us, whether they're major betrayals or minor slights. However, constantly discussing or reliving these grievances not only intensifies the burden, but also prevents us from fully experiencing the present moment and potential joys it offers. Imagine a childhood friend, Alice, with whom you've shared countless memories, yet one summer, due to a misunderstanding, she missed your birthday party, an event you had eagerly anticipated together. Years have passed, and you've had numerous happy occasions since then, but every time you both meet the shadow of that missed party looms large. Instead of celebrating the present friendship and the shared bond, the conversations often circle back to that one grievance, preventing the relationship from blossoming further. As we navigate these feelings, recalling the words of Seneca can offer perspective. The greatest remedy for anger is delay instead of impulsively reacting to wrongs and cementing them in our memory. Giving ourselves time to process and reflect allows us to approach the situation with a clearer, more balanced mind. Moreover, with time, many grievances that seemed monumental in the moment often lose their intensity. By continuously discussing past grievances, we inadvertently keep the wound fresh, preventing it from healing. It's not about forgetting or undermining one's feelings, but about consciously choosing not to let past events dictate our present emotions and conversations. It's about recognizing the power and freedom in forgiveness, in letting go. When we release these grievances, we not only unburden our souls, but also open up space for more positive experiences and relationships to flourish. In essence, discussing past grievances can feel momentarily validating, but true growth and peace come from introspection, understanding, and ultimately releasing them. The past can be a teacher, but it shouldn't be the driver of our present journey. Subject number 4. Predicting the future. The human mind, with its incredible imagination and analytical prowess, has always been captivated by the idea of predicting the future. From deciphering patterns in nature to seeking answers in the stars, our ancestors too have tried to unveil what lies ahead today in our age of data and algorithms. That quest continues, albeit in different forms, yet while foresight and planning are commendable, obsessively trying to predict every twist and turn can become an exhausting, often anxiety-ridden endeavor. Let's step into the shoes of Maya, a young woman about to graduate from university. The possibilities are vast, but so the uncertainties. Every dinner conversation with family turns into a speculation. Fest about job prospects, potential cities to move, and the nature of economy in the next 5 years. Friends constantly discuss potential career paths, comparing prospects and probabilities. The result, Maya feels an overwhelming pressure and anxiety stemming not from the present, but the myriad unpredictable futures as these waves of uncertainty and anxiety rise. It's worth pondering on Seneca's observation. We suffer more often in imagination than in reality. While it's practical and even wise to be informed and prepared, constantly discussing and speculating about an uncertain future can magnify imagined challenges, turning them into looming threats. More often than not, many of these predicted scenarios never come to pass, or if they do, they're rarely as daunting our minds had amplified them to be. What Stoicism teaches us here is the value of embracing the present moment instead of getting lost in the maze of what ifs. It's about grounding ourselves in the what is. While we can't control every facet of the future, we can control our actions and responses in the present. By reducing the time spent on endless speculations, we can redirect our energies towards actionable, meaningful steps that align with our values and goals. While discussing potential futures can be enlightening, it's essential to strike a balance. The true beauty of life lies not in predicting every sunset and sunrise, but in marveling at the hues of the present moment, confident in our ability to adapt and thrive. Come what may. Subject number 5. Petty controversies. The magnetic pull of controversy is deeply woven into the fabric of our social interactions. It caters to our innate curiosity and desire for connection, even if it's over topics that in the grand scheme of things might seem insignificant. Such controversies might appear harmless at first glance, yet their insidious nature lies in their ability to consume our mental bandwidth and divert our focus from matters of genuine substance. Jenna, an ambitious young writer, knows this all too well. On a bright Sunday morning, with a fresh cup of coffee in hand, she settles down to pen a few chapters of her novel. However, a buzzing notification draws her attention to a trending topic on social media, a debate over celebrities' new hairstyle. She reads a comment, then another, formulates a reply, and soon finds herself descending down a rabbit hole of opinions. And counter hours later, the page she intended to fill with her creativity remains blank. Her initial enthusiasm, a distant memory now extrapolating from Jenna's experience. It's easy to see the broader implications. These minor distractions, if allowed to persist, can accumulate, morphing into significant obstacles in our personal and professional lives. They shift our conversations, dominate our free time, and more worryingly, begin to shape our self-worth and perception based on fleeting, often shallow metrics. The wisdom of Epictetus offers guidance in such scenarios. It's not what happens to you, but how react it that matters. This sentiment reminds us that while we cannot always control the influx of controversies in our environment, we hold the reins when it comes to our engagement. By consciously choosing where we direct our attention, we reclaim our mental space, ensuring that it's reserved for endeavors that align with our aspirations and values. But how do we cultivate this discernment? It starts with self-awareness. By regularly evaluating our motivations behind participating in a controversy, we can discern whether it's out of genuine interest or mere habit. It's also beneficial to curate our information sources, ensuring that what we consume aligns with our goals and values. To immerse oneself in the vast ocean of controversies is a choice. Yet with awareness and intention, we can sail these waters, anchoring ourselves in discussions of depth and substance, steering clear of the ephemeral whirlpools that seek to draw us in. The journey towards discernment is continuous, but with each conscious decision, we move closer to a life of purpose, undeterred by the fleeting storms of petty controversies. Subject number 6. Vain displays of knowledge. The pursuit of knowledge is a noble endeavor, yet it can sometimes lead us astray when the intent behind it shifts from personal growth to mere showmanship. Flaunting knowledge without genuine purpose is akin to hoarding treasures in a chest and displaying them for fleeting admiration, rather than using them to enrich one's life or the lives of others. Take the case of Arya, a passionate reader who always had a book in hand. Over time, her love for learning gave a vast reservoir of knowledge on diverse topics. However, as she began to receive admiration for her intellect, a subtle change occurred. Instead of sharing knowledge to enlighten or assist others, her conversation started taking on a different tone. Whenever discussions arose, Arya would interject with obscure facts, often derailing the conversation's flow or overshadowing others' contributions. Instead of fostering connections and understanding, her interactions began to create distance and subtle alienation among her peers. While it's commendable to be well-informed and knowledgeable, the essence of acquiring wisdom is not just in its accumulation, but in its application. Knowledge, when used as a tool for vanity, can become isolating. It can transform from a bridge that connects people to a wall that distances them. Seneca once said, "True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future." In the context of our discussion, this could be interpreted as enjoying the process of learning and sharing knowledge genuinely without the anxiety of constantly proving oneself or seeking validation. A genuine display of knowledge is not in reciting facts, but in applying them meaningfully, in aiding understanding, in fostering connections, and in using what we know to uplift ourselves and others. It's about knowing when to speak, what share, and how communicate, ensuring that the essence of the message is not lost in the clamor for recognition. In our journey of continuous learning, it's crucial to frequently introspect and evaluate our intentions. Are we seeking knowledge to grow, or are we seeking it to glow? By aligning our quest for knowledge with the genuine intention of personal growth and positive contribution, we can ensure that our wisdom becomes a beacon of light for ourselves and those around us, rather than a mere decorative lamp, admired but not illuminating. Subject number 7. Obsessive self-criticism. In an era where perfection is often celebrated, it's common for many of us to hold ourselves to incredibly high standards. While aiming for excellence can drive progress, incessantly critiquing every action and thought can become counterproductive. Imagine tirelessly preparing for an important presentation or project, only to constantly belittle your efforts, second-guessing every choice, or worrying about each word you'd say instead of focusing on delivering with confidence. You're entangled in a web of over-analysis where the fear perceived inadequacy overshadows genuine effort. This relentless internal scrutiny, instead of acting as a motivator, can become a deterrent. It can hinder spontaneity, reduce creativity, and even impact overall well-being. The excitement of starting a new endeavor or the joy of completing a task can quickly be clouded by the persistent voice that asks, "Was it good enough?" Embedded within this challenge is a Stoic reflection by Marcus Aurelius. "The universes change our life, is what our thoughts make it. If thoughts are perpetually critical, Our reality mirrors that negativity, but if we can manage to harness our thoughts, we have the power to reshape our reality. Breaking free from this cycle of self-criticism involves recognizing and challenging these self-deprecating thoughts. It's about understanding the difference between wanting to improve and unnecessarily pulling oneself down. It might help to consider whether you would subject a friend to the same level of criticism you apply to yourself. Often we are our own harshest critics. Fostering a mindset of growth, where mistakes are seen as stepping stones and not stumbling blocks, can pave the way for healthier self-assessment by celebrating small victories and understanding that the path to success is often non-linear. We can navigate our journey with a balanced perspective, embracing both our strengths and areas of improvement. In essence, while self-awareness is a valuable asset, obsessive self-criticism can be a formidable obstacle. By cultivating a mindset of growth, compassion, and understanding, we can achieve a harmonious balance that fuels progress without compromising well-being in our journey through life. Understanding the nature of our conversations, both internal and external, can significantly shape our experiences and perceptions. As we've delved into today, there are subjects that, when ruminated upon excessively, can distort our vision and stifle our growth. I encourage you all to pause, introspect, and evaluate the narratives you often find yourself entwined in. Are there themes you're giving undue importance to, moments or regrets that have outlived their relevance? Share your insights and reflections in the comments below. Your experiences might resonate with someone else, and together we can foster a community of growth, understanding, and mutual support. Let's embark on this transformative journey hand in and fostering a better understanding of ourselves and the world around us. Thank you for sharing this enlightening journey with me. And until our next philosophical venture, may you always tread the path less traveled Stoic way.